Hi everyone, it's Paula Peralta, Brand Ambassador for Paul Mitchell, here to talk to you about ready, set, open with hair color. One of the things that is so important and has always been important with hair color is the consultation. Now, more than ever, it's important for us to have that conversation with our guests before they even set foot in the salon. So I'm gonna give you 3 questions to ask your guests to help set you both up to win in the salon with their hair color. The first question you want to ask your guests is, what are your goals during this color service? What's the priority? Do you have photos of what you're looking to do? What I'm seeing a lot in the salon is that guests are really coming in and wanting major changes. So I have to make sure that I have that conversation with them prior to coming into the salon to make sure that I've allocated enough time for their service. Right now, I'm in Los Angeles, California. We can only have 1 guest in the salon at a time. So it's so important to make sure that if I need 4 hours for that guest service, then I allocate 4 hours. The other side of that is that if I'm expecting my guests to come in and want a full head highlight, a base retouch, a shines application, and a haircut, but they're coming in and they only want a haircut, I need to know that because the time difference between those 2 services is very different. So ask your guests what services they're looking for and what their target is before they even walk in the door. Another question you want to ask your guests is, have you colored your hair since I've seen you last? You guys, this is the reality. Some of our guests took matters into their own hands. They colored their hair, they used box color. We need to know that. And what's so important is to make sure that we're presenting that question to our guests with no judgment and helping them understand that we just need to know what's on their hair so that we can set them up for success. The third question you want to ask your guest is, what's your budget? Not because we're operating from a space of lack. We know more often than not, our guests are willing to make the investment on their hair. And also we want to be sensitive to where they're at financially and what they're willing to invest. If they've box colored their hair prior, hopefully not, but if they have, then that turns it into a color correction scenario, and we need to have that conversation with our guests, even letting them know that, like, hey, it may have been 3 months since I've seen you last. That means you're gonna have a little bit more grow out, which means there's gonna be an additional product cost. So you don't even necessarily have to give them a specific number, but give them the awareness and then also receive the awareness from them about where they're at in terms of what they're willing to invest in that specific service. A lot of my guests will split up their services over maybe 6, 8, 10 weeks. If they love to get a base, a full highlight, and a haircut, and a shines, and a treatment, but maybe they can't afford that all in one swoop. So what I'll do is I'll have a conversation and talk to them about spacing out those services so that it works for their budget. It also increases the frequency of visit, which means that I get to see my guests more often, helps to create guest loyalty, and everyone has a good time. My general rule of thumb with consultation is over communication is not a thing. The thing about consultations is this is really the time for both of you to get clear on what the expectations are and what's actually possible. This is the time where we can continue to ask questions and ask questions and ask questions until we are absolutely clear on what that guest is looking for, and then we can really start to manage the end results that we're creating for them. This is obviously not an exhaustive list. So what I would love to hear from you is what things are popping up for you in the salon as you get back into the swing of hair color that you maybe haven't even had to ask before that you're running across now in the salon. Comment below with your favorite questions. Make sure to post those beautiful hair colors that you're creating in the salon with your Paul Mitchell hair color. Hashtag JPMS Proud. Tag me at Hair by Paula Peralta. Ready, set, open. Mwah!